All right, hello, welcome.
Hello, everybody. This is Pixel Focus Podcast, where you get insights and updates on everything virtual photography, or as we call it, VP. I am your host, SunOG5, and with me is my co-host, N7. He's a pretty cool dude, usually, except for when he starts making fun of me on things when I didn't ask him to, but it's cool. Anyway, how you doing, bud?
I'm doing amazing. How about yourself?
I'm just, we here. We're here. Yeah,
You're here. Your
we're here.
presence.
Exactly, man. You know, you know. I ain't gonna lie. I'm trying to get this. I'm trying to get our tweet out for.
Okay.
So I'm like here and
So,
also not
everyone
here.
who's watching, make sure to share this
Yeah.
this
Share,
stream out
like,
and all the tweets, all the
all
things.
that.
Share it out.
That's what he said. Yeah.
Late already, G.
Fine.
Just says Jack Harrison. Hello, everyone. How's it going? Oh man. Yeah, it was definitely a fun time.
Oh, it's always a fun time. What you mean? You said that like it's never a fun time. It's always a fun time.
Yeah. Some
Yeah,
days more
man.
than others.
All days more than others. We only get better.
Perfect start. We're professionals, all right?
Yes. We're professionals. Oh my goodness. Alrighty. Well, you want to go ahead and do what you do, Mr. Sir?
Well, is there anything news of the week that's happened?
Yeah. No, I mean we got a couple of things. We got a
Okay,
couple of things.
go for
Yeah, so I'll just go ahead and drop the results for FNSC. We can go ahead and let them know about that. So, we did bring back FNSC 5 for the hashtag, that is. Friendly Neighborhood Showcase. Everybody posted their Spider-Man pics. I really appreciate y'all. Y'all did a fantastic job, literally as always. And huge shout outs to Silly, CJB VP, Newson 2077, Frame Capture VP, Javik 12, Whip, Pip, the Doc Koala, Sparoni VP, PSH 2908, and Real Hype VP for all getting your entries into the showcase. You guys did a phenomenal job. Everybody who submitted did an absolutely phenomenal job. You guys always make it super duper hard to be able to pick, any photos. So, I hate y'all, but I love y'all. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I do not envy your job having to filter through so many amazing shots. Like when you posted it, I was like, oh yeah, he's going to have a lot of work ahead of him trying to figure out which ones.
It's never easy, dude. It's so never easy. So if you didn't get picked, just understand you made my life super duper hard for like 5 days. So yeah. But anyway, yeah, super congrats. We also is there anything else in particular? Actually, you know what? We might as well go ahead and didn't we have the GFN thing we wanted to say?
Yeah, we did mention last episode that we did have a few VPers from the community got asked by GFN or GeForce Now to take photos for the platform. And Son, you posted a few. I've been seeing Ultravioletra posting some. It's been really fun seeing the GFN tag in your posts now.
Mm-hmm.
Been really fun.
Yeah.
Also, I think the Ubisoft competition that we mentioned last episode as well is still going on. Is that correct?
Yeah, it's still going. There's I don't know how many days left, but I know it's getting real close to submission time for that to be closed. So if you guys haven't already, get your Ubisoft shots in there. AC, Jesus, brain blanking. Okay, what other Ubisoft games are there, bro? I know there's more. Avatar, right? Yeah. golly, Watch Dogs, I think.
Yeah, there was a Watch Dogs, Legion,
Yeah,
yeah, Assassin's
those ones.
Creed. Yeah.
Yeah.
Mhm.
See, we know games. Game developers, please follow us. It's fine.
Jack says, until Monday, folks, get your
See,
entries in. So there we go.
there we go. Till Monday. Get
Mhm.
your entries in. You only got a couple days left, so you might as well do it. All right. And then we do have a final thing to say, which actually will bring us into our intro. Not too long ago, I want to say it was a couple of weeks, I think. Um, our guest here, who N7 is about to bring on, had quite a phenomenal feat where she had her community event this Saturday show up on the PlayStation homepage. So whenever you opened up your PS5 around that time, if you had control the game, you might have seen her name pop up, which is wild. So go ahead, N7. Who's our guest today?
All right. So our guest, which I have the honor of introducing, is Ria in Wonderland, host of His Saturday, which Sun has mentioned, Nacht Thursday in the world that once was. When she's not busy running the mentioned communities, she's probably listening to music or busy writing. And although she does not own a pet at the current time, she would be getting a dog when she has the opportunity. And besides taking amazing VP shots, which I suggest definitely check in the description below, give her a follow and all that, she also loves to travel. Some of the places she's been, including France, Germany, the United States, Canada, and the UK. And on her travels, I'm pretty sure she has seen some amazing sunrises as well as sunsets, containing the vibrant hues of orange, which happens to be her favorite color. So Ria, welcome to Pixel Focus. How are you doing today?
Hey, welcome. Thank you so much for having us. I'm great. How you guys doing?
Doing
Good.
amazing.
Chilling. Tired. Chilling, though.
That's good. I mean, it's classical. You have to be chilling, right?
Sure. We'll go with that. Oh,
But you guys
man.
are always busy. You're never chilling.
Uh, I mean, N7's a parent, so I definitely believe that's the case for him.
At the current time, chilling, yes, but
That's not my
beforehand
fault.
was a little bit hectic because little one got a few presents because it was her birthday recently, and so she was
Oh,
running around with them. It's been fun.
happy belated birthday.
Nice.
Yeah. But anyway, not
What
about
did she want?
myself. Let's talk about, son, what is the topic for today?
All right. Here, we're gonna actually delve a little bit more into what we were mentioning earlier. So, Rhea,
Yes.
how does it feel to be 505 Games' favorite VP?
I don't know. I wouldn't say favorite VP, but I appreciate the
Yeah.
fact that both 505 and Control have been supporting me a lot, especially because, I do realize I started more recently. So, it's nice to see game developers get involved with, the rest of us, the
Mhm.
VP community.
Right, gotcha. Yeah, no, I just wanted to go ahead and pull your leg real quick. I know that you're super humble, so we're all good. It's chill. Don't worry about it.
You're
But
too
yeah.
kind.
But yeah, no, so I did want to ask you, I mean, like we mentioned earlier, you had 505 Games post your community event on the PlayStation homepage. Like, how did how did that make you feel?
Honestly, it's wild. Like, even now, if I think about it, it's great, of course. Like, I can't even
Mhm.
describe it. It still doesn't feel like real as something
Right.
that happens, in
Mhm.
real life.
Right.
Hmm.
But no, it was great. I actually didn't even realize it, because I was going through like my notifications. I was a bit behind, and I just saw that they shared the post on their on the control page. And I was like, oh, that's so great. Thank you so much. That's going to help, spread the word. And
Yeah.
then I was just saying thank you.
Hmm.
And Troy, which I know, was like, oh, by the way, did you notice you're on the PS5 homepage, right? I was like, I'm where? So I was like, no, he must be kidding. I went to check and I was actually there. And then I saw that, that it was actually true. And it was a shocker. I can say the first thing I did is take a screenshot, but that's just like, the nerd side of me that just went a bit wild for a second. And I composed
Gotcha.
myself and said, I'm so glad. Thank you.
Had to stay cool. Had to stay cool headed, cool, calm cucumber. I get you.
I still feel like sometimes it's weird, that anybody knows who I am at all. So,
Hmm.
you know, I
Yeah.
guess, and I hope that stays the mentality throughout, as long as I do VP, I hope that just stays the constant thought in my mind because that's how I started and I don't want to change my attitude towards what I do.
I get
Yeah.
that. I get that.
So I
Yeah.
always want to feel like it's weird that I'm achieving anything.
Yeah. I mean, well, you famous now, girl. You famous now. You're a big star now.
Nah, now you're just saying it. Now you're making me blush. Can't see it. Like you can see it, but you are.
But I did also want to go ahead and say, since we're, talking about that, what exactly is hashtag Hiss Saturday?
His Saturday was actually born randomly because I was, since the very beginning of my VP journey, I started with Control actually, because I was on Twitter and I saw the poster that was like advertising Faden Friday,
Mhm.
which is an event that Control runs every Friday for Jesse Faden and Dylan Faden. You can put him as well. So the protagonist of the game.
Mhm.
And basically, you can post a shot every or more shots every Friday. So I thought, you know what, that's really cool because I've always taken shots. And I was like, it would be cool to have a team, and have an inspiration and see if I can do something different. So I was doing that, and then I saw Capture Control's theme, um, which was every Tuesday, and it's TOH Tuesday, so the Hold the Stars Tuesday stands for, and it's
Mhm.
based on the location of the game. And I thought, you know what is missing in this whole team sequence? The bad guys. So
Yeah.
I thought, I stayed for a minute to decide if I wanted to do his Saturday or his Sunday, but his Saturday just sounded a lot more, like the sound, the hissing sound. So I went for
Okay.
that.
Yeah.
I thought,
Okay.
just put it out there. If anybody wants to take part, happy to share it.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
it did start off quite well.
Okay. Yeah. No, that's awesome. And like you said, it is Saturday, y'all. So if you play
Mm-hmm.
Control, the game made by 505 Games, and you want to go ahead and take some shots of the enemies within the game and you want to post it, go ahead and put in hashtag His Saturday and join this community event. It's awesome. And you do a showcase for it too, right?
Yeah, I usually try to do it by the day after, so usually Sunday the showcase is out. If I have like some issue, of course in my personal life or something,
Mhm.
latest by Monday we have a showcase out every week with all
Right.
the shots, and I try to do a nice music video.
That's what's up.
I do have a
That is.
question. Um, what got you into Control versus any other game as
Although
your
I was
Saturday
playing
one?
it, I was playing Control the first time. I think it was probably the first proper months of lockdown, and I just wanted to honestly like escape the whole situation because I did get COVID at the beginning of the pandemic, and I was like, I need to cheer myself up. And it seemed like I saw some videos on YouTube of playthroughs, and it seemed like a very fun game. So I just went in it for the plot itself and the game itself. And then I found out there was photo mode, so it was even more fun to just start snipping, some shots here and there. So it's really how it started. No, it was very natural.
Got it.
And now mainly I take the two games I always take shots of are Control and Horizon.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
That's why I'm running those two themes, because it's something that I know I'm always going to be part of, at least for as much as I'm concerned. So
Right.
it's nice to get involved with the community. I've got a lot of love from the community in these past months I've been here, so I wanted to give that love back a little.
Fair. Totally fair. Honestly, I don't know how you take photos in Control. I can't get past the camera. I can't do it.
Really?
You don't have the
have-
control, am I correct?
And 7, your dad jokes are not welcome here.
I was about to say,
Don't help him. Don't help him. Leave him alone.
no,
can say that.
I make some dumb jokes too, so you would be surprised.
Oh my gosh. I just hope that Nash doesn't join in.
Yeah, number.
Jeez. Just don't let Nash join in, because I'm gonna be sitting between a rock and 3 hard places. Oh Lord. But
You should
yeah,
definitely give it a try. Just try to. My suggestion would be try to imagine whether you want to take, the same way you do with everything else. To be honest, like I usually imagine if I want to take a landscape or a portrait, and then I imagine how the grill will look like, and I just cut accordingly.
yeah.
Actually, I would say this is a good. Actually, this might be a little bit helpful for people who might be starting into Control. So, why is it hard for you to take a shot in the game?
Honestly, just because. So for me, it's kind of limited. There's some pretty good filters and everything, but I guess just one of the major things is when you turn it vertically, because I take a lot of those.
Mm-hmm.
It doesn't allow you to move to angle the camera up or down anymore. And that kind of bothers me just a little bit. And I see people in the chat, 2 people specifically that I know, hush. Don't take a good or skill issue. You freaking, I'm gonna say it on the show, but I'm gonna say it to you afterward. Yeah, no, like that's one of the primary things. And then just, I guess maybe it's just because I haven't really given it enough time, but it's just a more limited photo mode than most that I've used. So yeah.
So Ria, do you do verticals?
Yeah. I do mainly verticals, to be honest, but mostly because I feel like it's mainly an eye-catching thing, like unless I have to do environmental shots or a shot where I use the rule of 3, where I just put character on one side and then maybe like minimalistic or empty space on the other two-thirds of the frame. I usually do verticals simply because I find that for me at least, they are a bit more eye-catching. Like if I scroll through, I can catch better the details in a vertical shot rather than in a landscape one. But the way I do it is just I try to, especially with Control, I do like to take my shots with the character either moving, running, levitating, landing, or anything like that. Just because I can have that bit of effect of dust. So I usually find that is quite my style of VP when it goes towards Control. And more in general, my shots are mainly either very vibrant or black and white. And usually I don't use particular perspectives. Like I don't do shots from above or shots from below. I usually go straight on, but mainly because it's the kind of shots I usually like to take. So that's mainly how I approach it.
Got it. So if someone was like in Sun's case struggling a little bit with verticals, what's a tip that you would say, since you've have extensive hands-on experience with the particular photo mode, like how would you guide him through getting a little bit better with the photo mode?
By vertical, you mean like in a portrait, like kind of a setting?
Correct.
Usually I just try to stay a bit further out, because then I will need to use I edit my shots on my phone, for example. I have never used a computer to edit. But if I edit on my phone, I usually just, whenever I want to take a portrait size shot, I stay a bit backward with the camera, so I can give myself some room if I don't like exactly the angle I took it. And then I try to cut it in a way that if I didn't like it at first and I want to make it look like maybe my camera is a bit above what it actually is, I just play around with the cutting of the frame. That way I know if I don't like it exactly how I took it, I can modify it. And usually if I'm still not happy with the result, I just go in the game and try to reposition the character differently. Just to get, play around with the angle a little bit.
Yeah, so you kind of take the shot, but then you crop it afterward to get what you want.
Yeah, usually I crop it. For the simple reason that, I might take a few different tries at the shot, so I might take a few different angles and distances, and then I select the one that I like better. And then I edit that one shot.
Yeah, okay. Yeah, I mean, hey, I can't say that I've done that. It I don't know. I guess it kind of just is a habit where I don't do it. So, I mean, not to say that I couldn't try it. So, yeah, I mean, hey, I'll try it at some point. All of y'all, you better try it along with me.
Oh, that would be a cool one actually for Saturday submissions, Go with that. You actually submit one, and I think I have access to control, so I'll do a submission as well. There we go.
Oh, yeah.
The
okay.
the host Pixel Focus here, you hear from here, will be submitting in the Saturday submissions, so you'll see one of our photos.
And Seven just volunteered me. That's crazy.
Yep, yep, because I'm doing it too. I am not very comfortable with VP still, but I'm going to do it. Let's do it.
This man just volunteered me to play a game that I wasn't even planning on playing. Okay. I guess that's what we're doing now. Well, all right.
There we go.
You watch me forget though.
No, chat is hearing it first, and they will make sure you don't forget.
You know what?
Yeah, I have a feeling they'll remind you.
Oh yeah. Ria will remind you.
We're gonna move on to the next topic now. All right, so Ria, wanted to go ahead and ask you. I know that you had mentioned also Horizon, that you take shots in that, and you have another event there as well, right?
Yes, I do. Well, Horizon, it's actually might be, if we speak technically, the first game I've ever even, I found out what photo mode was with Horizon, because I started playing the first one, I think a few months after it came out. I think it came out in February, Horizon Zero Dawn, and I might have started playing second half of 2017.
Yeah.
So I honestly, before that, I remember the console I had before that was the PS2 when I was a kid, and I just hadn't played in ages. But a friend of mine, he was like a hardcore gamer, and he was playing one time that we were all having a party, kind of a dinner at his house. And I saw the game and I was like, what is that? So actually I had to buy a PS4. I found a used one.
Nice.
Still survived PS4 Slim. And I I just started playing it. I loved it, and then I kind of set it aside in terms of virtual photography because I had no idea virtual photography was a thing. And then when I found Twitter, I found out about virtual photography and I started posting. And I saw that, some people were putting out some very good themes, like there's, Aloy Friday that VPRT kind of hosts. So I was like, you know what? With the second game, which I absolutely loved, we don't really get to see many shots of the Tenakth, which are the population of the Forbidden West, which is the main location of the game.
Right.
And I thought, you know what? I see a lot of shots of Aloy, of course, the supporting characters, but it would be cool to see some NPC shots as well.
Mm-hmm.
So
Oh, okay.
I thought, why not? Let's give it a try.
See, and this is why she's the cool one of us 3 and 7.
I'm just very lucky that my idea somehow are quite well liked. Yeah, but it is like, honestly, like, I mean, I remember before Tenakth Thursday was the first weekly event I started. And before I started, I was very insecure about it. Like, I just thought, what is the point? Nobody's gonna join because there are so many events already. And I was talking with Stephanie, Steffi Syndrome on Twitter.
Yeah.
And I was telling her, I know you do Photo Mode Monday. You've been so great. You've done it for so long. And I ask you an advice on whether you think or not I should go for it. And she was so encouraging. She was like, yeah, just go for it. It's gonna be fine. Like, just spread the word. And if people like it, they'll join. And, she was right.
Yeah.
And now we came up, I think, 2 months on Tenakth Thursday and 1 month today on his Saturday. So far, so good.
Yeah. I mean, in all honesty, I had no idea who started Tenakth Thursday. I was completely out of the loop on that until more recently when I found out it was you. So I was like, I thought that I had seen that event for so long at this point. I was like, oh, okay, so that's just a regular thing that happens and it's probably been around for a bit. I didn't know it's been pretty somewhat recent. So that's really cool because it has, from what I've seen, been very successful.
Yeah, no, it's been amazing, honestly. Like the amount of people that submit for, honestly, both Tenakth Thursday and his Saturday, I'm so surprised. It's like in the 40s to 50s shots region every time. And I was like, so shocked. Honestly, like I know it sounds so cliche. I was honestly traumatized that so many people wanted to share. And it's cool because you get to see, people hang out, encouraging each other. It's so nice to see, how positive the community is compared to maybe like, what a general idea of a community can be on Twitter. I know communities don't have the best reputation.
That's also true.
It's nice to see that.
Yeah, Twitter do be twittering. I'm not gonna lie. That's or I guess we gotta say X now. I'm not saying X, but anyway.
I'm not saying X either.
But yeah.
I'm sorry. Just the fact that the domain is still Twitter, it should say a lot.
Right? Hey, shouldn't it? I'm sure you agree in 7.
I find myself saying Twitter a lot, and even though I see a big black X in front of me, I'm just like, yeah, I'm old school. If there are things that they change their name or something, I still call it by their old name. I'm just like, my brain cannot be bothered.
But even just because, I mean, even just the fact that if you say, if you're talking to somebody and you say X, like people are just gonna look at you saying, "What you mean?" When you say Twitter, everybody knows what you're talking about.
Yeah.
And y'all heard it here first, folks. N7 doesn't like change.
I do not like change.
I'm sure someone will remind you of that as well.
Dimes, pennies, quarters, he don't like none of them, bro. Pesos, it don't matter. He don't like change at all.
Well, it sounds like Sun does not like change either because he doesn't like the idea of submitting a control picture.
Okay, we're not talking about me here. We're not talking about me. This is about Ria. Okay. This isn't about us, okay?
I'm sure it proved you wrong. I'm sure it was submit one, right?
Yes. You know what? I'll do it for you. I'm not doing it because N7 told me to. I'm gonna do it for you. All right.
Oh, thank
There
you,
we
man.
go.
Appreciate it.
N7, hush your face.
I'm so happy
But-
be excellent.
Oh my God. But yeah, let me go ahead and move on from this because I know N7 will just keep bagging on me right now. Oh, so. Rhea, we're gonna go ahead and get into our other topic to discuss today, which actually everything that we were just talking about really brought up a lot of good points on it. Um, so in making a community, just like, should you even make a community? And if you do, why should you? I do know that we had mentioned earlier where it does bring a lot of positivity to, well, the community, right? And not when you make a community, but when you make a community event. Let me go and rephrase.
Yeah.
But yeah, so when just making a community event, what are your thoughts on as to why you should in the first place?
Honestly, I do think that everyone can start an event, and I think that everyone that wants to put, time, passion, and attention to do it should give it a try, because at the end of the day, you know, everyone that wants to join will join. So let's start by saying that, like, no matter how much you advertise it, how little you advertise it, the thing that matters is whether your idea is, well liked by people or not.
Yeah.
So that's the first thing, like, whether you have like few followers, a lot of followers, I don't think there's any point at which you should say, oh, once I reach that objective, I should start maybe making an event. I think everyone can do it. And I say, if you do have a good idea for a hashtag, an idea, of course, that, it's not done already by somebody else, because it's not cool to steal other people's ideas.
Mhm.
Right.
But if you have an original idea, go for it. It doesn't even matter if it's a weekly hashtag or just one that can be used by someone, whenever they want. Like the first one I tried, there's no schedule to it. Like you can literally just post it whenever. And I just did it because I found myself using that kind of catchphrase a lot, which was the word I once was, but that's a whole other story. But yes, I mean, I view hosting events the same way that I view hosting VP, honestly. It's got to be fun for you, and it's going to be fun for everyone else. Because at the end of the day, and I always say that every time somebody says to me, oh, thank you so much for hosting this. Thank you for putting your time in this. I appreciate it. At the end of the day, the people that really need to be thanked is whoever takes part in it. Because if I was hosting an event and nobody was interested in participating, there would be little to it.
Right. Yeah, that's fair. That's fair. And I know it's not always easy hosting an event either. It's a bit of work, especially when you do something like you have in regards to a showcase as well for it, because not all of these events have showcases. A lot of them are just a hashtag. Everybody kind of shares what they do, and then sometimes maybe somebody might go, whoever the host of the event is, they might go ahead and like post some of the shots or post a lot of the shots. But just I don't know if there's been any challenges for you that you've faced in regards to any of your events.
I mean, yes and no. I mean, there have been challenges. So far, nothing that has made me, being so upset that I want to quit. So that's
Well,
the
that's
good side. But basically, I think it really depends on like what you do with the event. Really depends on you personally, like the individual host. Because the way I like to do it is I like to have the event on the day, have a showcase, because I appreciate that everybody put time and effort into posting their shots, taking them in the first place. So I have a showcase the day after or a couple of days after. And then when it comes time for, the weekly event to come up again, I post the day prior a reminder, and I use as a cover one of my favorite shots of the week prior. And then the same day, same thing. I post a reminder that that day is the event, and I use another shot of the day of the week prior that I liked. And that's kind of how I do it, because I want to as well recognize everyone's effort into participating, because at the end of the day, for me it's rather easy to remember the events, because I have two I'm mentoring, and I know that every Thursday and every Saturday part of my time is dedicated to that.
Right.
For people that participate, they don't have to prepare something or organize something. They have to actively participate. So on their side, I appreciate the effort.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Yeah, it is really cool to see people take the time and effort themselves to join into it too. Yeah, definitely.
Oh, absolutely, especially because there are so many events, and not
Yeah.
everybody's gonna participate in every one of them.
Mm-hmm.
Jeez Louise,
So
there's
if
a lot of
somebody
events.
participates,
Yeah, just joining into the VP world now. Most of my Twitter feed is just VP, which I'm not complaining about, but I'm just seeing so many different hashtags. I'm like, wow, this is popping. There's so much going on in the
absolutely,
VP world. It's crazy.
absolutely. I think I have like little less than 10 that I keep an eye on, just because it comes a point where you can't be everywhere. I mean, I'm one
Right.
person.
Yeah.
So I usually do have like that handful. I try to be present each week, because I appreciate that somebody's putting time and effort into organizing them. And yeah, I might like share and retweet the others, but everybody chooses what to focus on at the end of the day.
Yeah, for sure. I am not as good as you. So yeah, I don't pay attention to 90% of them. Yeah, no, not even the ones that I did pay attention to do I really pay attention to like that. So whoever made it, it's not that I don't like what you're doing. I'm just really bad at stuff.
I mean, I have the advantage that I have a photographic memory, so in my mind is always full of
What?
remembering exactly what happened, how it happened. So it's a lot.
What? See, instead she came on here just to flex on us, bro. That's
Nah,
crazy.
nah.
That's
That's again,
crazy.
that's not.
That's wild. Well, if anybody else in the comments has a photographic memory, you can flex too right now. Do it. Go ahead and say what you
And I'll
got.
tell you, it's not a flex, because I have still in mind every time I've been annoyed, and every
Uh,
time I have to pretend I'm not.
oh man, I don't know. I
So
don't know. I feel like
careful what you wish for.
yeah, but I don't know. I feel like being able to have a photographic memory would be cool because then I could remember how I did like a shot that I really liked, and then I could kind of low key repeat it a little bit. Like I feel like that would be cool.
I do
No,
have a
man, I'll tell
question.
you, you're
Oops.
touching a sensitive subject. Yeah, sorry, go for it.
No, all good. So we're going to be starting into the Q&A part of the show. My question is, you said that your community for HIS and Thursdays has been about a month or so. Is that correct?
Yeah, so his
in
Saturday has been a month, and
Mhm.
Pinnacle Thursday 2 months.
2 months, yeah.
Yeah, they both
So
started in 2020.
nice, very cool. My question is, if you could tell like transport back to the beginning to when you first started, it's what would be like a piece of like encouragement or like a little tip with your 1 to 2 months experience now for your past self? What would you say would be? It could be like maybe 1 or 2 or 3, some like tips or something that you would tell
Yeah,
yourself.
I would say mainly what comes to mind is one tip about something that I did and I would like to do again, and that is, you know, at the same time, yeah, I guess. Okay, so I would say, do not overthink whether you want to do something or not, because same thing with as well doing VP just in general. Don't stop to think, oh, are people going to like it? Are people going to think it's dumb or something? If you do like something, just go for it. It's probably a lot better than what you're afraid it could be. If you're afraid it could be a bad idea, it's probably a very good idea for a lot of people. So I would say that. And at the same time, if you try something out, like an event or anything, and it can happen that that event doesn't take off, because it can happen, or it can happen that it dies down after a while. It doesn't mean that the idea for that event wasn't good, or that people didn't have fun as long as they did the event. But it's just that it's social media. At the end of the day, I would say, do not take your reception on the platforms too seriously, because at the end of the day, you're there to have fun. You're there to meet people that are like-minded, that share your passion. So just keep that in mind, and don't ever stress too much out about what you're doing or how people are receiving it. As long as you're not doing anything bad, or like just have fun, honestly.
Okay.
Yeah.
Like that.
Don't stress yourself out, people. Chill out.
All right, we got another
Yeah,
question.
I mean, I see some people take it seriously. This is just an
Yeah.
hobby, like for
Mhm.
majority of us, it's not our work.
Yeah.
Mhm.
So, just enjoy the hobby for what it is.
For sure.
Yep.
I know, I didn't want to come to such a drastic conclusion.
No. It's it's really funny that you mentioned that, because the past, I would say, 2 or 3 episodes has been a little bit heavy on that side. So I think it's like, oh, works. Someone else. This was not prompted
Oh,
at all, but
amazing.
yeah, that came naturally, and it's just I think people need to hear it like 3 or 4 times before it actually sinks in. I think I heard like a study about that to actually fully comprehend what someone said or
I
something.
think something like that, yeah.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. So
But
yeah.
what? No, I was just thinking about it today, because I saw a couple of days ago somebody say that they were having burnouts because that numbers were not doing too well. And to be fair, it's true. Like, I don't know what's happening lately, but even my numbers are not doing as they were doing maybe like a couple of months ago in terms of like views and stuff. But I mainly don't even really look at it. I look at it just because when I repost something, my eye just falls there. I saw some people saying, oh, I'm having a burnout. I don't know if I'm enjoying doing this anymore. And I would say, if you're doing this for, like, I know it's a thing that's been said plenty of times, but if you're doing this for the numbers, you're doing this for the wrong reason. Like, just do it because you like it, enjoy it.
Yep.
It's like if I went to play soccer with friends, and every time I got upset if I lost. It's a sport, it's a hobby. Just have fun.
Somebody in the comments just said, with music notes, take control. I think they were
I'm not
directing it to
singing.
you.
I'm not doing any singing here, guys. I'm
Right.
sorry. I don't want to hear it.
Actually, they were directing it at you, Rian.
Yeah, because
Oh,
Take
man.
Control is like a song that's in control when you go in the maze.
Yeah.
And I'm
Yeah.
not singing.
Come on, give us a little tune, just a little bit.
Do you want me to break my speaker?
Oh man. No. And Seven, I said, you said you had a question, right?
Yeah, we did have another question.
Yeah, let's get it.
This from Play Pause Photo. I'm really impressed by
man.
the way you engage the community with your hashtags. What is the secret to doing it successfully?
That's a good one. Okay. I'm not sure I know the exact secret. I can tell you my approach to it. I can say that a big part for me is that within the communities, like both Control and Horizon, I've been in the communities for a few months. I know I've interacted with a lot of people, we get along pretty well. So I guess I feel like I can interact, and say my opinion and comments, and, everybody's gonna be involved if you just. So my best advice would be, sorry, I went on rambling
No, you're
there.
good. Go for it.
You're
My
good.
best advice would be just don't worry too much about, maybe people not wanting you to interact with them. Everybody that was VP likes to be, interactive with the rest of the community. So if you want to run an event and, get people involved, just start, chatting with people, telling them what you like about their shots, asking them advice on something. You're gonna start having your your circle of people in the community that you talk to, that you can, be inspired by. You can learn a lot from each other. So really, I started doing the hashtag after I've already learned a lot of VP and just learned a lot of how people interact in general. And I've seen other people running hashtag as well. I've seen, that they were involving people, that they were reposting things, that they were commenting. So it was, it was mainly that. It's really just, if you're someone that likes to interact with people, you're gonna be good at running hashtags because, it's gonna come natural to talk to people.
Yeah.
Or at least that's my.
Man, she out here being all cool and stuff. Look at
These are
her.
great tips. I love it.
Nah.
See,
That's
so
generally
basically, oh, good.
That's generally my personality. Like I talk a lot, even in real life. Like poor whoever has to hear me on a daily basis.
No, this is great. This is very helpful, especially
So-
for people who are wanting to start their own community and all that. These are very helpful tips. So you're not
Yeah.
talking
So
too much.
basically, what she just said is, be cool like she is. Be as cool
No,
as Rhea,
that's
and
not
you'll
what I
eventually get there.
I said
If-
be cool as you are.
if
As
you can-
everybody is.
Yeah, as cool as you are, being as cool as she is. If you can do that, if you can muster the, no, I'm joking.
I'm getting a headache after trying to understand this one.
We got a comment in chat. This is my first time hearing Ria's voice, and I should say it's so sweet. You got a control expert in the house with the fire emote, and she speaks so good.
Oh
Aw.
my, see, like I
you
said,
so
she's really
much.
cool. So everybody knows you're cool. We know you're cool. You just got to know you're cool. So basically, y'all, be as cool as Rhea and start making your own event. Because I promise you,
Absolutely.
everything.
Do give it a try.
Yeah, no, seriously though, do start your own event if you feel that's something that you're definitely up to doing. If it's something that you can fit within your time schedule, and if it's something that you actually genuinely think you would enjoy, then go ahead and start it. Don't pause. Don't rewind. Don't start overthinking and all that kind of stuff. Just put it out there. If you need to, I mean, one thing that I could probably say as well is go ahead and ask advice of people that you know who have done events themselves. That is one major thing, is just being okay with asking for help. That's fine. People aren't gonna shoo you away or anything like that. Just ask. That's all you gotta do.
Yeah,
Mhm.
absolutely. I mean, nobody is born knowing anything. Like everybody learned it somewhere. Whether you ask or you just like absorb the notions, like
Yep.
And if
Yeah.
you never start, you never know if your idea was good. So go for it.
Exactly. See, insights, updates. We do it here, folks. Pixel Focus Podcast, your VP podcast for the best insights and updates. Shameless plug.
Yes, and I think it was funny that you mentioned that, because that was pretty much what I was going to say when I found the moment, was just ask people. If you
Yep.
know anyone who's done an event, like just reach out to them. And from what I've seen with the VP community, they're very open. I don't think I've seen people who have had questions and then they got smashed and squashed with that question, or say, "Oh, that's a dumb question." From what I've seen, it's been pretty open, so I don't think you're going to find any people that are not willing to disclose and help you with an idea that you have.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, everybody that I've seen running events and I've ever, even just like briefly interacted with, they are not going to gatekeep the secrets to running events. Like if they have advice to give, especially in the VP community, they'll be very happy to share it. Just because, it's nice to see everybody doing well, everybody being happy with what they do. So don't be afraid to ask.
Mm-hmm.
No, most definitely. Yeah. No, that's awesome. Awesome, awesome, awesome. And it's, oh man, wow, time flies. It's what, 154?
And I told you I speak a lot.
No.
No,
We've just
we've
been,
been
yeah.
enjoying this so much. It's been great.
It's been really, really good, honestly. Yeah, this has been chock full of information this time. So
Okay,
yeah, no, this was great.
we got another question. Hey,
Thank you,
Ria.
guys.
Visions here. Tell us more about how you started the world that once was and your relation with the theme.
Ooh.
Ooh, okay. Well, the word I once was. So, funny story. You know how I said I like writing?
Mm-hmm.
I used to write fan fictions long before I started doing VP.
Oh.
And there was a title that I wanted to use for a fan fiction about Horizon.
Mhm.
Because I was writing a fan fiction based on like what I imagined to be a prequel to the apocalyptic world. Um, and that was just a name for some reason, I don't know if it's like because I like the English language. Oh my god! As I say it, I screw up. I don't know if it's because I like the English language so much, but like
Mhm.
just the sound of it, I've always liked. And then I started posted photos of the ruins in Horizon, and I was like, you know what would fit very well that one sentence, and I just started using it so often that I was joking around. I believe I was joking around with Jade, and I was like, oh, I should just like make it an hashtag, and it's gonna be easier to find all the photos I want to. She was like, yeah, go for it. So I started doing it, and I said, oh, if anybody wants to use it, feel free. And some people started using it, and especially Devon, I appreciate it so much. He started to use it a bit more.
Mhm.
And it was just fun to see everybody, honestly. And now I started kind of migrating it towards The Last of Us Part 2 as well, which I've done. It's my most recent playthrough of between all the games I've done. And it's been fun. I don't know. I just like to kind of use something to identify themes, which then again, it's not surprise.
Yep.
Got you.
And actually, this
Belt.
ties in well to the next question. Is photo mode a
Is it?
deciding factor in what you play, or is you play games without the photo modes too? So,
I honestly play games. So I don't play many games. I tend to replay a lot what I like, just because, time being limited, if I don't feel like playing a new game, I just like to go back to the ones I like. And budget as well, of course, I can't always be buying new games, but
Yeah, we're not rich.
I usually just play whatever I like. For the simple fact that if you think about it, some of my favorite games I don't really like. Either they don't have photo mode or I don't really use it a lot. Especially the Resident Evil franchise. Not the last couple of games, which I haven't played. I haven't played Village and afterwards, except
mm,
the remakes.
Mhm.
But those I don't really do photo mode. And then one of my favorite games is actually Watch Dogs Legion.
yep.
Um, and I do play it a lot. I play it like over a dozen times, and I've taken a dozen photographs of it. So I don't really do that for shots. So I just play whatever I like, really.
Yeah. Honestly, I think that's how you kind of should do it, is just play what you like. And if
Yeah,
you
I
play
mean,
what you, yeah. Oh, go ahead.
No, I was just going to say, I can understand that a good photo mode is like selling factor for a
Yeah,
game.
yeah.
Of course, like, Cyberpunk, for example, which I've got recently and I'm gonna start playing next week. Um, you know, one of the things that captured me first was seeing the shots that were taken in photo mode.
Hmm.
Um, and that kind of drew me to it. But then I learned more about the game. I liked the game and I got
Yeah,
the game.
yeah.
There should always be the liking the game component.
Honestly, it, I think that if you play the game and you like the game and you're a VP and I mean, even if there isn't a photo mode, but if there's a photo mode and that's how you take shots, it it will inspire you more to go ahead and take a shot, in my opinion.
Oh, absolutely. Oh, I
Yeah.
forgot to mention as well. I don't know why I forgot it because I played hundreds of hours last year. But
Okay.
Baldur's Gate 3, I've
Yeah.
played
Hey.
like a few playthroughs and there was no photo mode still. I think they still haven't put it on, but it's in
Hmm.
the works.
Hmm.
And I mean, when I wanted to take photos, I just took photos and I cropped them honestly, and mostly
Yeah.
for like just my own entertainment. I didn't even really post. I think maybe one shot. Yeah,
Okay.
don't let photo mode influence you and be the only reason you get a game. It can be a bonus.
Facts.
Yep,
Facts.
would agree with that.
Definitely, definitely. I mean, that's why we're gamers first. Anyway, you
Yeah,
wouldn't.
exactly.
Yeah, you wouldn't really be a VP if you weren't a gamer. I mean, it'd be kind of. I guess some people. I guess there's a rare few, but from what I know, most VPs are gamers. So.
Yeah, absolutely. You wanna, if let's be honest, games are not exactly cheap. So
Nope.
if you get a game, you have to like it. Like, there's no point
Right.
in getting a game, forcing yourself to play through it
Hmm.
just to get the photos.
Yeah, I totally did not do that a few times in my gaming career. No, totally not.
Oh no no no! No. Definitely didn't happen.
So, I mean, I understand the appeal into it if you want to do it. I just know I myself could never do it because I would just give up knowing my own character.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Hmm.
get that.
All right. Well,
Well,
we're going to be wrapping it up. So, Ria, where
yeah.
can people find you?
So I am mainly on Twitter at riainwonderland, and I'm also on Tumblr at the riainwonderland. And I'm sorry, I just took on my coffee.
Oh no.
Please don't.
It's okay.
Please don't die.
I know I've been trying to. I have a friend that tried to encourage me to start an Instagram
Hmm.
as well for VP. I have my own like personal
Do it.
social media, but they were
Do
like,
it.
"Oh, it's very good for VP," and I just can't find the time to do it, honestly.
Do it. Do it. So then everybody can find you on there too. Do it.
Nah, don't tempt me, man.
Do it.
You heard it first. If I do it, it's Son's fault.
Hey, no, you heard it here first. If she does it, it's because of Sun, because of his encouragement.
We'll see about that.
All right. Well, when you said all you know, it's time to go. So, everybody, it's been absolute awesome time as always. Pixel Focus Podcast, insights and updates. This is where you get them for VP. And my name is Sun OG. And my boy here, N7. N7, you got any other words that you want to say? Anything you want to say? Anything that you got at all? Anything?
Just Ria, thank you so much for taking time out of your day, especially on the weekends, to come on to the show. It's been really
Yes.
fun hearing all your feedback and just insight into starting a community and some little tips that I've been seeing chat go, oh wow, that was very helpful. I'm going to take note of that. It's been really nice.
Yeah, thank you so
No,
much.
thank you so much for having me, really. And it's been a lot of fun, so really, thank you so much.
Anytime. And again, I also want to reiterate thank you so much for being on here. We're really glad that we could be able to have your absolutely awesome self here. And we're really glad that we got 505 Games favorite VP on here too. So, then we up our views a little bit. No, I'm just... But anyway, that is all. Thank you everybody for getting on here and suffering through our voices, but absolutely enjoying hers. And that is Pixel Focus. We are your hosts, Sun OG and N7. And goodbye.